Phronesis, From Aristotle to Today, by Taylor Williamson. For the purposes of this video, phronesis will be referred to as practical wisdom, or more simply, common sense. In his Nicomachean Ethics, written in 350 BC, Aristotle describes practical wisdom. Practical wisdom is a true characteristic that is bound up with action, accompanied by reason, and concerned with things good and bad for a human being. Practical wisdom is not concerned with the universals alone, but must also be acquainted with the particulars. It is bound up with action, and action concerns the particulars. Practical wisdom is concerned with human things and with those that about which it is possible to deliberate. He who has practical wisdom is skilled in aiming, in accord with calculation, at what is best for a human being in things attainable through action. In sum, Aristotle believed that practical wisdom was a fundamental virtue. That is, in order to be virtuous, one must have practical wisdom. By 1200 AD, this definition of practical wisdom had not changed much. Thomas Aquinas, a Catholic theologian and philosopher, believed that practical wisdom was crucial to human prosperity. In fact, in question 49 of his Summa Theologica, Aquinas builds upon Aristotle's work. In his Nicomachean Ethics, Aristotle states that practical wisdom requires knowing one's purpose and maximum potential, perception, an informed intellect, experience, skills in deliberation, and of course, action. In addition to this list, Aquinas adds memory, understanding or intelligence, docility, shrewdness, reason, foresight, circumspection, and caution. In the 1700s, the Scottish school of common sense formulated a basic idea. If a small group of people were to talk about a problem, then they would eventually come to an understanding of what is true, and this is, essentially, common sense. In the late 1700s, Thomas Paine, whether intentionally or not, used this basic concept in his own work entitled Common Sense. Paine posed many important questions to Americans, such as why should America, an immense continent, be ruled by Little England? And how long can Americans endure England's repeated abuse of power? Questions such as these appealed to reason and logic, and eventually led to the American Revolution. In 1928, Arthur Stanley Eddington wrote the book The Nature of the Physical World. Eddington noted that he had before him two tables, one of common sense, which was substantial and could change its essential nature if burned, and the table of science, which was unsubstantial, mostly empty space, and which if burned only changed its state, not its essence. Half a century earlier, Thomas Henry Huxley wrote that science was nothing but trained and organized common sense. But according to John S. Wilkins, this isn't really true. Science is a type of enhanced common sense that is refined, revised, and rejiggered. The reason why individuals share common sense is because it is inherited from our ancestors. That is, they did not die in the use of their common sense before they reproduced. So, what is common sense today?
Practical wisdom is the ability to do the right thing in the right way at the right time.
We evolved as human beings a few million years ago on the savannah in Africa, and we evolved to escape tigers or lions or predators. And so what makes common sense to us is the world on our scale.
In the end, practical wisdom, or common sense, is a blend of past and present. It is a culmination of learned behaviors, stemming from our ancestors and our own growth, which are common to most individuals.